happened tonight?
So tonight was the first step in giving the recommendations of what parishes are recommended to merge and eventually close in the Diocese of Buffalo. Tonight's meeting was the Buffalo Vicariate meeting. So the Buffalo area Vicariate received their recommendations, were able to talk about them for the first time, ask general questions, and learn next steps in what they need to do going forward, and take this information back to the parish communities, determine do they want to accept the recommendation or are they going to propose an alternative. And that we're looking for by July 15th. So that was tonight's meeting. They got the recommendations, we went over the data, let them know why this all needs to happen, gave them the recommendations, they talk about it, now they go forward to share with their parish communities.
What kinds of things might a parish that's recommended for merger do between now and then to make it? What kind of case could they make, or what kind of things might you expect to hear from people who might challenge it or might say, they aren't in agreement with the plan?
Right. So again, I'm one person. The renewal team is a larger so there's 6 of us total that look at all these recommendations and everything, and then there's other committee groups that give some input as well. But again, we're looking at statistics and data. There are factors that we don't always know that are taking place in these parish communities. So they might tell us we might recommend a site to close, but I don't know that there's a food pantry that feeds 500 people on a weekly basis. That would be something that's going to have a direct impact on the community that we might need to know to, continue to minister going forward. Okay. So they're going to provide, we provided the framework, they're going to fill it in for us, and it's either going to agree with our recommendation or they're going to say, no, you missed this part, and then we can look at changing that.
Okay. I mean, was there for this group, for the Buffalo Vicariate, was there a target number or the number that you recommended? I think it's 15. Is that is that going to probably that number going to stay the same, or is it possible to?
So even what was shared with the the priests last week and with the news as well, those are the beginning recommendations. That does not mean that those are firm numbers, because if the recommendations change, it's obviously going to have a direct impact on those numbers. So it's hard to say where things are at. And so I don't go into a vicariate looking like I need to eliminate 10 sites here. We look at every family separately, every geography separately. So what's going to work here so that hopefully these recommendations are good for 10 years.
What kind of feedback did you get in there? Generally, were people?
I think people were they were respectful, they were receptive, and they were understanding. I was very impressed with the priestly, the deacons, the trustees that were there, their leadership, and this is a lot of information to take in, to process, and they asked the right questions, and now they're taking that information back to really walk with their parish communities now. So I was, as strange as this might sound, I was very pleased with how the meeting progressed.